EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Marchich here with your outlook for August 18th, 2021. We will be dealing with the remnants of the former tropical storm Fred. It is now post-tropical, sitting over general vicinity of West Virginia this morning. Of course, this made landfall as a tropical storm just east of Panama City on Monday afternoon. So it had already moved up to, it covered a lot of real estate very quickly, moving up the spine of the Appalachians. And we did have a tornado threat with this all the way up the Appalachians. And we are expecting that this evening that we'll have a chance for some tornadoes here southeast of the low track. Okay, this is now, since it is now a post-tropical low, which means it is transitioning to a mid-latitude cyclone instead, and no longer taking on tropical characteristics. In fact, the National Hurricane Center has discontinued advisories as of the 11 o'clock advisory last night. So this means this is just a regular low-pressure system, a strong one at that, with a lot of heavy rain with it, because that doesn't go away. But now you have the southeastern quadrant of this system. You'll have an opportunity for some severe weather, as opposed to northeast when it was making landfall. So this is going to track over our western and northwestern areas today. Actually, western, northwestern, and northern is where the exact track is going to take it. So it's going to go right across western Pennsylvania, kind of cut across the central Appalachian, central Pennsylvania, and go right across northeast PA. Southeast of that track there, though, is where we could have a squall line develop this evening. And along that, you could have some spin-ups of tornadoes, but they're going to be generally weak. I don't want to get anybody alarmed. This is not another repeat of July 29th, okay, where you have car dealerships getting flattened and things like that. Nothing like that. This is a, and I'm not, at the same time, I'm not trying to downplay a tornado. Any tornado is dangerous, but we're talking about generally very brief touchdowns. So it comes down, does its thing, and pops back up. It's usually EF0, EF1 type tornadoes in this situation, okay? So it's not going to be an outbreak, I don't think. We're going to have these violent tornadoes or anything like that, so don't get the wrong idea. But at the same time, and they're going to be brief on the ground. They're going to come down, go back up, that kind of thing. So, but there's enough spin in the atmosphere, enough helicity, which is the rotation and the updraft of the storm itself, that could spawn a tornado across parts of a region. And there's going to be a heavy rain aspect to this, too. Now, we're a little bit of at odds with the National Weather Service. They were, I think, in my opinion, way too far south and east with the heaviest rain amounts. We have a rain map for this that I'll show you in a second. Here's what, first let's get to the NAM high-res future simulated radar. And we're going to start this off at 8 o'clock in the morning. There will be some antecedent showers, just light, isolated showers are going to be taking place this morning. Then I think this afternoon is generally cloudy across the most region. You could have a stray shower in a few spots, but it looks like it's just cloudy this afternoon for the most part. And then once this system moves into western PA and heads toward northeast PA, watch what happens here. You get a little squall line developing, and you can see that right here. It's almost like a cold front, looks like, right? But along that, in sections of this line here, there's going to be some spin, and you could have a tornado touchdown. Until this line moves through, you could have a tornado touchdown in parts of the area. So there's been tornado watches all up and down the spine of the Appalachians today. There's been tornado reports. Matter of fact, here it is. Here's today's reports. All the red dots here are confirmed tornado reports as this moved up to the north. Now, I don't expect you could have a tornado watch issued that would be post-tropical storm Fred related, okay? And that could be issued this afternoon for southeastern areas, and maybe not just southeastern areas, from south central PA to east central PA, southeast PA, going right into the northern half of New Jersey, I think is your best chance, okay? But, you know, this has a history of producing tornadoes. There's a lot of spin with these tropical systems, even when they transition to a post-tropical state. And we're going to have to deal with that this evening. You see this line going across. Now, this is this evening. When I started this loop here, coming into our western counties, it's at 6 p.m. And this goes right through about midnight. And you can see there's midnight right there. It's still going. You can have anywhere along this line here, you could have a spin up with the amount of vorticity involved and the amount of helicity evolved, which again is that rotating updraft. So until that moves through, we'll have that threat this evening, okay? And it's a kind of a poor timing thing. You don't need the sun for this to work. This is a synoptically driven system, so sun was not required for this kind of thing, okay? Just like it wasn't on July 29th. Now, don't get the wrong idea. It's not going to be like July 29th. It's not going to be like that. You're talking about, again, EF0, EF1 weak spin-ups, and then they touch down briefly and they go back up. But they can do damage when they come down and if they do reach the ground. So just keep that in mind this evening and pay attention to the National Weather Service for any watches and or warnings, more specifically, as they are issued. They're going to be rain wrapped and very quick, okay? So it might be very, very little warning with these, okay? This is going to go into, the showers part of it is going to go into very late in the overnight, and then it shuts off from southwest and northeast. By the time we get to Thursday morning, there's nothing left. So we're just dealing with partly to mostly cloudy skies, I think, here on Thursdays. This system pulls away across the region, partly to mostly cloudy. And then we have the same thing here on Friday. There is an isolated chance for, especially in southern areas, you have a shower or storm late in the day here on Friday, but the European model here is keeping it further south and out of our region. But then we're going to have to watch here on Saturday as we have an offshore system. This could be, this is actually tropical storm, another tropical storm sitting out here, which is Henry. And there could be a combination of a upper level disturbance and the extension of Henry here could produce some scattered showers and thunderstorms. Don't get the wrong idea, though. This is not affecting us directly, but there's almost like an inverted trough feature associated with it because of the upper level low presence. So that's going to give us the opportunity for scattered showers and thunderstorms later on Saturday. And then we're going to keep isolated threat of a shower or thunderstorm in the forecast here for Sunday, and again here on Monday, and again here on Tuesday. So just an isolated chance. Most of that time is partly cloudy otherwise, and temperatures generally, this kind of 83, 84, 85 degree range, somewhere in there. Going into next week. It doesn't look like it's going to get warmer like it did just in yesterday's video. It does look like it's going to stay consistently this 80 to 85 and maybe going up a little bit higher than that as we get to past this system. When we get to like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you might be in the mid to upper 80s, okay? But nothing really crazy as far as temperatures are concerned. But unfortunately, we're going to hold on to the high dew points, and it's going to still feel sticky and muggy even overnight, okay? So it's going to be very humid straight through at least Monday of next week, probably Tuesday before you get any kind of, relief. It looked like earlier in the week that might have been Monday. Now it looks like it's going to be pushed back a little bit with these systems and boundaries still in the vicinity. So just to understand that we're going forward here, we're not going to have oppressive heat, but at the same time, we're not going to have good, nice dry air either, as we have the opportunity for isolated thunderstorms every single day, Sunday through at least Tuesday of next week. And then we'll cross the beyond that point bridge when we get there. But right now our focus certainly is on the next 24 hours. And here's what our rain map looks like. I did want to show you this. The rain map that we have for this region. Concentration of the heavy rain is going to be in our northwest areas. It includes these areas in yellow. Yellow is 1 to 2 inches of rain likely, with up to localized amounts up to 3 inches possible, which means you could have most of these areas in the yellow are 1 to 2 inches. Okay. But you could have a few areas very locally, somewhere in here, and it gets 2.5, 2.75, something like that, with a heavier band that sits over the areas that so as the heavy rain moves through. Highest concentration is going to be in Area A. That's a 2 to 3 inches of rain likely, with isolated amounts to 4. And here's where we break from the National Weather Service. These areas here in C, they have in 1 to 3 inches. We do not. We have this in a half inch to 1 inch of rain, which is the likely solution. And we're maintaining that this evening. And you could have localized amounts up to 1.5 in just a few spots within that green area. But the majority of this area is going to be between a half inch and an inch. And further southeast, once you get towards I-95 and point southeast, we're looking at less than a half an inch in total. So these areas aren't really going to get too much. And I think as far as the storms are concerned, they're probably just going to hit A, B, and C and probably miss D altogether, except for the parts of northern New Jersey on the way out. So not a lot of rain here expected for southeastern areas, but there could be a decent amount up here in our northwestern areas, interior locations that are closest to that low, the remnant low, as that moves through. I'm EPA WA meteorologist Bobby Marchus. That is your outlook for August 18th, 2021. Have a great Wednesday.